What were the questions that you were hesitant and looking into too? Really?
No, I'm clear on it. Yeah. I thought this was a pyramid, you guys. I really did believe this to be schemy. I thought only a few people would make any significant money. I thought that people were living with inventory in their closets. I actually thought that it was unethical, if not illegal, if you want to know the truth. And what I found, of course, is that this is a very ethical and legal business, almost 40 years in function now.
I know for me and a lot of people I talk to, they're like, okay, this is pyramid. And it's the first thing they think of. But then when you look into it and what it really is to start the business and the money you're putting into it, it's you put in very little and you get a lot out of it.
Right, and the ethics of it is you're paid for what work, it's effort driven. So when I looked at it and I saw that, first of all, we operate under the Direct Selling Association. We've won ethics awards inside of that association for years and years and years, Arbonne has. And that mattered to me, that validation. Okay. Then secondarily, I realized, oh, wait a minute, there's no buy-in here. There's no buy-in here. You have a very nominal cost of entry to own this global franchise. It's digital now, so the world has changed and grown. But beyond that, we discourage inventory. These were all very clear indicators to me. Products are exchanging hands. And the number one way for you to build this business is to become a product of the product. So all we're doing is redirect. It just was very simple to me. All I'm doing is going to shop in my own store. There will be a profit share on not only what I introduce to other people, but what I consume personally. So suddenly the margin that used to exist for CVS or Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom, wherever you shop, it's suddenly your margin.
Right.
You keep that.
Because they eliminate
the overhead. There's warehousing, wholesalers, there's advertising, promotions, spokespeople, and employees. There's packaging, right? And what I really came to understand was, and I don't know why I hadn't really considered it, 80% of your dollar as a consumer has nothing to do with what's in the pot. The pot could be an eye cream, it could be a protein powder, it could be a probiotic, it could be an energy drink, it could be a lipstick, a mascara, right? It could be any of all these things that we consume every day, shampoo, 100% of everything we put on. And what's crazy is the ingredients can be a higher quality here in network marketing because we're taking the money from the channel that normally goes to all that marketing and markup, and we're putting it into the bottle, right? And we're putting it in a second place, and that is into your pocket and mine or anybody else that's connected as a consultant who wants to be a brand ambassador, connecting other people to the brand. That's it.
Well, the term brand ambassador is such a huge thing now, and everyone wants to be a brand ambassador.
Right.
But then when they hear network marketing, they're turned away from it. But they are the same thing.
They are the same thing.
So, and it's such a smart way to do it.
There were so many skeptics. I was one of them. But what I need for you guys to understand is network marketing really was not on trial outside of the United States. It was an effective and busy and vibrant part of the global economy for years and years and years. It's becoming such here. But this is a $187 billion industry, most of which happens outside of the United States. That we're embracing this is brilliant. That it's happening at the time when, you guys, I've never seen in society what's happened so quickly with social media. We are a global society. There are no borders. And what I love about Arbonne, specifically our compensation plan, is that it allows for us to do business in any of the countries that we're licensed to do business in. So there's 6 of those, right? And in some network marketing companies or direct selling companies, you can be limited regionally. We are not. People would say, oh, well, the market's saturated because their friend or the friend of the friend or the friend of the friend started representing the brand. And what I loved hearing was a story years ago about a woman in Oklahoma. She's now the #1 income earner in Arbonne, I believe. But she had something like 13 white Mercedes all at the same church. One small church. Why? Why can my neighbor, let's say you live right next door to me, right? Well, you and I know different people. So market saturation is not an issue. I mean, especially with a brand that has less than 3% brand name recognition today in the world. We're the best kept secret around. And just going to change. Now is a very unique I've never felt the energy on the brand that I feel today. Obviously, that has a lot to do with what's going on with social media. It's not just because of the platform. It's because the world is embracing relationship-based marketing. And that's what this is. It's referral-based marketing, and it's normal.
They're starting to question what we kind of been taught and the norm, and looking for new ways of making an income and looking elsewhere for their shopping. People don't like to go to the store anymore. They want to do everything online.
Right, and actually that trend is phenomenal. In your generation, we really have to thank for it. I think with what happened with the markets and the economies really allowed children your age growing up watching adults my age, you know, and how we set up our lives. Because you all are so effective on social media, and because you're moving the business, you're the fastest growing segment of Arbonne right now is your generation. I believe that you're gifting me with growth because I have to learn all of this. I have to keep up with what's happening, and the relevance in my own life then to my own children or my grandchildren is such a gift. Cross-generational nature of what we have. Yeah. Pretty phenomenal.
And there's so much to learn both ways because you guys have just a different perspective on things than both of us. So to share that and to learn from every age between 18 and
70 is one of my friends, and when she started her business, she was 70. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it is one of the tremendous takeaways, something I wasn't prepared for. Again, I got into it because I wanted, it sounds sort of mercenary, but I chose Arbonne for a paycheck. Right. The business model made sense to me. The widget was good. The gift of Arbonne, particularly Arbonne, our brand, our culture, is to be surrounded by highly elevated souls and the friendships that you form because of it. So this is not a lottery ticket. It would be sleazy if anybody could come in and not do the effort and suddenly promote up the chain. And that brings me to another point about the pyramid scheme, about the idea of it being a pyramid. What I love is instead, like, I want you to imagine that this is just an open-ended rectangle, right? We all come in at the same level, and it's really based on how many people share and connect to the brand with us or through us. And there's only 4 levels of leadership, and absolutely anybody can get to that top level. And what's brilliant about the top level is there's no cap on it. No one will ever tell you you've built a network that's too large. You're done, because the payout happens at the point of sale. So this isn't.
As long as people are buying, you can keep growing.
Exactly. And you'll grow as a person as you grow your paycheck.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So let's say, for this purpose, I'm direct to you. And you decide that you want to go on a vacation for 6 months and not work at all. And I decide I want to get to Nation. But just because I go to Nation does not mean that you go to Nation.
Right, so that's the brilliance of our compensation plan. It disallows someone to ride another human being to the top. You have to strategically participate in your business alongside the people that are running, which means you could pass me. Right. And it happens all the time in Arbonne.
So that for me was very much like, okay, that's not a pyramid because I can keep going. And I didn't want to do a ton of work and work really hard, and then someone who's not doing anything take all of that and benefit off of it, which I don't know why.
But what I love about this is, in your scenario, should I decide after my 6-month, hiatus that I need or want to focus and build to the top, I can recapture the income that passed me. Okay. By simply building to the top. Right. So you can recapture. The beauty is your success line is attached to you in perpetuity. And so the ability is that the money can move ahead of you. You'll always make something at your level because you said yes, because I said yes. Yeah. But in the end, if I want to recapture all of the potential of income that's available in our compensation plan, I would need to do the personal work to grow to the top. Right. It's ethics.